วายเวทกา
Oh, if mother approves, then we are in the clear. Come on, girl.
Slay
Yeah, yeah.
โซมาก
Snatch, girl, not snatch. Who translated this, please?
Okay.
Hold on. What's good, Swooner? How y'all doing? You know, we have to get in the spirit of things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, after we left off last episode, you know, it got a little dark. Things got a little dark. And at this point, I'm not convinced there's any way they can turn it around with, you know, Kapuksaisi, because I mean, how would they? You know what I'm saying? They have to end up together, right? If they do the thing where they don't end up together again, nah, they will, surely they wouldn't do us like that. But ironically, maybe they shouldn't. In this one, they really shouldn't. So this is quite a pickle now that we're in. So I'm scared. No, I'm not scared. I'm a little anxious, and not in a good way. We're gonna power through it. It's gonna be okay. I'm curious to see, obviously, what's gonna happen with lawdhavemercy. I know this is gonna be a pretty heavy episode. That's why we also had to get a little, you know, we had to lift our spirits, because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be, you know, themes of trauma in this and sexual trauma, and I'm curious to see how they handle that. You know, I would say if it wasn't for what happened with Tangwa Proud, I would have all the confidence in the world that they have the capacity to handle that properly in the show. But as things stand, I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared. I'll say it. But yeah, I think, you know, I think there's only one way to find out. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe. The girls was fighting a little bit in the last one, but that makes sense because some people were saying some very strange things. Like, is people coming out of corners to paint wine as this like demon? That concerns me. But we're gonna see what this episode is giving, and then maybe we can get into that a little more. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? See how I'm feeling by the end of it. Consider becoming a member, since I not able to make these videos without the support of my members. So thank you to my members. Yeah, I guess let's get straight to it. All right, let's do it. Oh yes, okay. Right. How far we've come, huh? I can't believe it's 7 episodes. How did that happen? Like, oh yeah, she didn't answer her. No, she did. She sure did. She answered her in more ways than one. Okay, domestic lawdhavemercy era. I mean, they already were, so. Girl, that's the girl of your dreams. You better wake up. You already got her. Oh. No, she didn't give her an answer yet, did she? Oh, I don't remember, bro. She did. Oh. Hold on. Girl, please. Y'all not about to play me like that. Not during Pride. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. She's sick, but she had time to put on a full face. I like that. That's commitment. Girl. Patriarchy got us in a chokehold. No, I'm playing. It's like, y'all see like how Law's hair, low-key, like the colors have muted more and more each episode since she gets closer to wine. Like, I don't know, I feel like she started out with like a purple gray thing,
รู้สึก
but it's like
ตัวลุมๆตั้งแต่ตอนกลางวันแล้วอะ
it's becoming
เรา
more
จะไปถอด
gentle
เสื้อโชว์
brown.
แบบนั้นทำไมล่ะ
Oh, that made her sick? Dang, you couldn't handle a little a little fresh air?
โกรธเลยอะ
Girl, you might need to get checked.
Oh my god.
ก็เลยป่วยเลย
Oh,
เอ้ยอยากเข้ามาใกล้ดิเดี๋ยวก็ป่วยหรอก
what?
แล้วว่าจะเช็ดตัวให้ยังไงล่ะ
Oh, here they go. I feel like I know that they do this in Thai culture, so I genuinely want to know the health benefits of this. Is the idea that it like what? It takes out the germs, or it just cools your body down? I guess, right? I guess it just cools your body down. I guess that's the point. But does she even have a fever? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
I guess, yeah, no, oh,
ไม่เป็นไรเดี๋ยวตรงนี้เดี๋ยวเช็ดเองก็ได้
oh. Girl, why you getting shy now?
เขินทำไมอ่ะ
Right, like, it's not adding up, sister. I thought you was good at math. Oh. Girl, this is a whole different world from that scene in Somewhere Somehow, girl. I don't even want to think about it. Oh. I don't know what the fuck she's singing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, come on. She's sliding on that. Yeah, she's sliding on that beat.
ผ้าอุ่นเลยอ่ะ
Cry out. Cry to. รู้สึกเรื่องเก่า Yeah. ไม่มีไรรัก
ขออยู่แบบนี้แป๊บนึงได้ไหม
Yeah, she ate that. Girl, what's wrong? Why she look she looked scared. She what?
ก็ไม่รู้ว่านี่ real or fake This feeling นี้มันใช่รักไหมจริงหรือแค่หรือเรื่องลับๆไม่รักแต่แค่คิดว่าเธอ
You know, this for the song to be this good, they really should have made a better intro. They should have made an intro. They didn't make an
อยาก
intro.
ที่เธอยอมรับรอง
You know, like, come on now.
ใจของฉันนั้นเป็นดี
That's my favorite part. Yeah, break it down. Yes.
ถ้าเธอรู้งั้นรักกันเลยดีไหม Don't wanna say la 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 love you butแต่มันแพ้เสียงในหัวใจ
Like, come on now. How y'all gonna do my girls like this? Look at her. She has no nose. There's no facial structure. Like, they did them dirty. Like, come on now. Song too good for AI bullshit. But anyway, we're gonna let it go. Proud. HR coming to see you expeditiously. Oh, here we go. See, y'all gonna make it funny, goofy, haha. I knew it. I'm not surprised.
เป็นไร
No,
ไหมอ่ะ
I'm just disappointed. I'm not surprised. I'm just disappointed. Dunkwa girl, I am so sorry. I am so sorry, girl. And she the one acting awkward, as if it's her fault
Right.
too. Like she feels more conscious than Proud does. Proud the Proudator. Oh, Proud the creep over here. Oh no, sister, this is not right. This is not right.
กระดาษมันไม่ออกมา
Like, how y'all gonna do my girl? And she's so fine too. Like, how y'all gonna do my girl like this? Justice.
No.
No. Girl, I need something to be HR operated. Okay. Expeditiously. Yeah. girl.
เฮ้ย
If her name Proud, then I'm prejudiced. Ah!
Nice shot.
That doesn't make sense. It kind of makes sense. Then you go play the good music. Well, y'all should be playing horror. Like, absolutely not.
คือเรื่องคืนนั้นน่ะ
Uh-huh.
ที่เราถูก
ไม่เป็นไรคืนนั้นเธอคงเมาสินะ
เปล่านะ เราไม่ได้เมา
งั้นเธอคงคิดว่าเราคือพี่วายเหรอ
Girl, the lights were
เปล่า
on.
นี่
What are you talking about?
คือจริงๆแล้ว
แตงกวา
There's no way, bro. There's actually no way. No.
ค่ะ
I'm mad actually. I said I wasn't gonna let it get to me, but it's getting to me. How could it not? Like, how y'all gonna do? No, how y'all gonna do us like this?
วันนี้คุณลาลา
Our
นะ
first chance
Really,
at
I
getting
think
some
I'll
real
try.
romance for these two. Even if it was a side plot, you know,
พี่นันส่งมาแล้วนะคะ
it was never gonna give an entire storyline, entire arc. Like, it was never gonna give thorough, like, development. Like, we didn't have time for that. In 10 episodes for 2 couples, we don't have time. We don't have time, you know? Like, it was never gonna give that. And I made peace with that. I was very, very okay with that. You know what I mean? Because Kapuksai's time will come. You know, I know it will come. But apparently it hasn't come yet. They got me fucked up. No, because how y'all go? No, my thing is no. I promise, guys. We'll get to watch the episode. I promise. Okay. Well, I promise. But I just need to this one thing. Like, how do they? My thing is like, as producers, as directors, whoever the fuck, writers, all of them, all y'all. Okay, you know, y'all all guilty. Like, how do you look at how they've been approaching consent between Lol and Wine? And then you look at whatever the fuck that was and is between Tangkwa and Proud. How do they like justify that together? You understand what I'm saying? That's what I don't get. It's like there's no consistency. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It feels like there's literally 2 entirely different writers or writing teams or whatever in the room. You know what I mean? It's like the side that feels like what Lol and Wine are trying to build, not just in terms of consent, but everything around it, like communication. But obviously, you know, at the core, the issue here also is consent, of course. But, you know, the whole picture of it, like, they're really trying to build something here. Granted, you know, it might not be perfect, but there is no such thing as perfect. Like, I think they're doing a really good job. That's why I like Enemies with Benefits was already a fun show to start out, but when I started seeing that they were really putting some effort there to actually have dialogue and writing and characterization that has meaning and it has consequence and it means something, it has purpose, you know, it has intent, you know, the conflict has intent, etc., you know, and it starts a very interesting discourse. Now, granted, the discourse gets away from us a little bit here and there, but that's okay. We have a, you know, plethora of opinions available in the community, and, you know, I can at least appreciate that this show is bringing that out a little bit more, you know, as opposed to, you know, other shows where there really just isn't even anything to talk about for real. You know what I mean? Like, how do you put that next to Proud kissing a very blasted, hammered, Tangkwa? And kissing is one thing, although it's already bad, but they went all the way on top of that, I think. It seems like they did something, you know, and it's just like, how do you put those 2 things together? Like, I just don't get it. I'd be like, one of these is not like the other. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
ค่ะ
You know. What happened? What? Hold on, I missed it.
วันนี้คุณลาลานะ
Right.
วีคนี้อาจจะรีพอร์ตช้าหน่อย
Okay.
พี่นันส่งมาแล้วนะคะ
Right.
ค่ะ
Why is that a point of contention? Why is that a point of dramatic slow zoom? Hello? Oh girl, I'm scared.
ส่งรีพอร์ตในเซิร์ฟเวอร์แล้วนะคะลานส่งเอกสารรีฟันลูกค้าไปให้ฝากบัญชีเช็คด้วย
Is she
นะคะ
mad because she's not resting? Okay, wifey. Okay, wife. Law, if you don't put a ring, I will.
That's what I know for sure. That's what's been committed.
งานค้างเพียบเลย
No. We don't believe in
เห็นว่าตอบงานอีก
relationship escalator over here, but Oh. So what did that mean? Me, I would start ding 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 ding. Girl, blast her phone up.
Do you want it?
I don't
Because
want
you're
it.
asking for it. You're dying for it.
พี่วายคะเอกสาร
Blow her phone up, bro.
เจอแล้วนะคะ
Right.
จริงปะ
But that's just me, you know. Law don't see she don't see an opportunity when it hit her in the face sometimes, you know. No, cause girl, why are you working? Like, it's giving internalized capitalism. Well, yes. That lamp is so cute. I love that lamp. Aww. She bleeding? Girl, you good? Okay. Girl, is the house on fire? Hello? Girl, have you never been sick before? What? Girl. Oh. What? What? Okay.
เอาไว้ถ้าอยากต้มโจ๊กให้รันน่ะแต่ไม่รู้ว่าต้องต้มนานขนาดไหน
Oh, she's a bad cook.
ชั่วกับชั่วกันเลยปะ
Aww.
Look.
Girl, go ahead, girl. Wrap it up.
ขอโทษ
Go get some grabs,
What's
sister.
the
No.
ไม่เป็นไรอันนี้มันเก่าแล้วด้วยอะ
Right. Wine really said, I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring. Yeah.
ว่าไงนะ
Uh-huh.
อะไร
Oh, yeah, she's not good at taking care of folks. I mean, this is another step towards her, you know, confronting her fear of intimacy.
ค่ะคุณจูน
เจ้านายพี่เขาเลื่อน
Hey,
มาเป็นคืน
when somebody's sick, girl, huh.
คุณจูนหมายถึง
I get real, like, my inner child when I'm sick, girl, it's,
ได้
yeah,
ค่ะ
it's rough.
ขนมนิ่ม
And ironically, Law is really not that different. She's working, you know, doing too much, obviously. But I feel like that makes it harder for Wine in a sense, because Wine feels like she doesn't know what to do.
แมสกลับบ้านหมดแล้วอะ
She feels like, you know, since Law is already clearly pushing herself and going past her boundaries, you know, while sick, and Wine finds it hard. The whole thing is hard, clearly, which makes sense because she's not used to letting people in. Having to take care of somebody while they're sick, yeah, it's a very intimate thing, especially if they're your partner on top of it. So it's like having to navigate, like, okay, what am I doing? What am I supposed to do now? Because, you know, my partner is also not taking her own boundaries seriously. It's difficult. It's complicated.
เอาของส่งลูกค้าเอง
จะบ้าเหรอ รันป่วยอยู่นะ
Right.
แต่นี้ลูกค้าเก่าไง รันอยากจัดการเองอะ
Girl,
ไม่อยากให้มันมีปัญหา
I can't wait. Like, ooh, yeah.
เดี๋ยววายขับเอง
Oh. That's better, actually. No. Taking her keys would have been crazy. I can't lie.
ทำไมคุณมาช้าจังเนี่ย
Oh.
พี่จะไปไม่ทันเครื่องอยู่แล้วนะ
ขอโทษด้วยค่ะคุณจูน คือพอรันไปถึงโกดังก็ต้องรอคนมาเปิดอีกอะค่ะ ก็เลยรอของล่าช้านิดนึงอะค่ะ
Right.
แล้วทำไมไม่จัดการให้เร็วกว่านี้
ก็คุณจูนบอกกระทันหัน
Oh. Girl, we gonna lose clients now. You can't do that.
คือวันนี้รันลาป่วยด้วยอะค่ะ ก็เลยประสานงานได้ช้าค่ะ
ป่วยเนี่ยมันไม่ใช่ข้ออ้างเลยนะ แต่ถ้าพี่กับบอสตกเครื่องขึ้นมา คุณรัน
Girl, you got your shit. See, I couldn't do it. Because I'm with Wine on this one. I'd be like, girl, shut the hell up. You got your shit. Now get the fuck up out of here. Go about your meaningless life. Oh. Girl, Yeah.
รันทำไมบอกเขาไปตรงๆอะว่านี่มันนอกเวลางาน
Right.
แล้วรันก็ป่วยอยู่ด้วย
Right. Like, what
เขา
the
จะ
fuck
มา
wrong
แต่ใจ
with
แบบนี้
y'all?
ไม่ได้
Right.
ทำไม่ได้เขาเป็นลูกค้านี่
You know, and I love that juxtaposition. Oh, no, I promise, guys, we'll let it play after this. I promise. But I love that juxtaposition of like, you know, Lal being so open and carefree, extroverted, but really, you know, she does anything for the company, ergo, she really doesn't have boundaries of her own when it comes to her work, right? As opposed to Wine, who is more reserved, introverted, so to speak, I guess. You know, it's kind of a binary way to define it, but keeps to herself, and she is very on her shit, like in the sense of like, no, what you're not gonna do is treat me unfairly, you know, boss me around, you know. And it's even more ironic and funny in a sad way if you think about that. Wine is such a strong character and really stands up for herself, you know, as much as she can, knowing that the way that a lot of the misogynist public sees her, and like, you know, The Office, you know, them girls that was talking this and that about her pretty privilege landing her the job, it's really ironic because they're essentially like projecting onto her the exact opposite of her character, you know, somebody who's like a woman who's just happy to be there, you know, just got there not based on qualifications or anything, and, you know, does what she's told. That's not Wine to any capacity. Not to say that, you know, a woman like that is a problem, because I feel like women, you know, deserve opportunities if they can get them, you know, obviously, you know what I mean. But obviously, yeah, you know, taking work away from folks who have the actual qualifications for it, just on the basis of patriarchy is fucked up. But obviously, is that on the woman? Should that be on the woman? You know, this is another conversation, obviously. But y'all know what I'm saying. It's like, it makes it even more sad because it's like we get to see Wine as a person, and it's funny because I had this conversation with a friend a while ago. And we're seeing it live happening in the discourse with you know, the thaigl community as well, where you have to understand that we're seeing Wine through Lal's eyes as well, mostly because this is told from Lal's perspective. Ultimately, the show is biased in that way, in the sense, not biased necessarily, but in the sense of all we get to see in terms of more so as much as possible inner world emotions, you know, and the development there, and following that whole storyline. We're seeing Lal's perspective. We don't get to see beyond what Lal sees. We don't get to see what Wine is going through, what Wine is experiencing. You know, we're not alone with Wine. You know, we're not with Wine when she's on a call with her friends, or, you know, etc. You get it. So it's like, it's interesting because in that sense, you know, you could inadvertently grow to have yourself a little bit more of an empathy bias, so to speak, towards Lal, because, you know, it's her you're following, right? And you are seeing Wine through her eyes too. And the irony of it is like Lal didn't quite not see Wine as the woman I just described in the beginning, right? Not entirely. I wouldn't you know, stick Lal with the rest of them misogynist creeps. Not at all. But like the idea that Lal, the preconceived notions that Lal had of Wine weren't exactly the best, I think. And that's kind of part of the point. And we all know that, yeah, of course, Wine is a little bit abrasive and rash and cold, or not cold, but calculated, which could come off as cold to the unassuming eye, and also the, you know, inclined to patriarchal framing eye, you know. So it's like, you understand what I'm saying? It's really interesting to see her grow, and I wish, in a way, I do wish actually we would have gotten this story from Wine's perspective. I think, for me personally, I think it would have been more interesting, but at the same time, and that's also what my friend said, and I do agree with that, at the same time, I think it's necessary also to see this from Lal's perspective, because Lal also holds a mirror to our own internalized misogyny, patriarchy, gendered constructs, you know, a lot of things. There's a lot there. It's funny how that mirrors ultimately also like how some people are approaching the discourse around their relationship, where some people are so vehemently on Lal's side to the extent where it's like the way they paint Wine as, I don't know, like very unkind and uncaring person, and maybe even unloving. And I think that's very interesting. I think that's very interesting. I would love to, you know, to see how those folks also, like, maybe some of you, like, genuinely, I would love to see how you view what I just described, the fact that we only get to see Wine through Law's perspective mostly. And I say mostly because it's not a perfect analogy in the sense that obviously we do get to see like little flashbacks from Wine, but those flashbacks could be interpreted as something that Law picks up on but just isn't clear what it's about. But then again, it depends, because yeah, there's been like one or two like the last episode with Wine and Law with the food, and you know, Wine had a flashback to the guy telling her that he was uncomfortable with her. That was not something she communicated in that moment. So that's like one of those few moments we get to see Wine's perspective for real. You know what I mean? We get to have more so the inner world also, right? It's interesting because we also don't go that deep into Law's world, right? But that's part of the point. It's because Law is in denial. So these are all things that you have to pick up on. They're all themes that are there, but they're not like super surface, like they're not super in your face. And I really like that. But it can make the discourse complex because there's many ways to interpret something ultimately. And I think understanding first of all that who we see, what we see of Wine is not the whole picture. That's where we should start at, you know. Unfortunate truth at the same time also, or not unfortunate, but you know, complicated truth is that Wine is also not showing us or Law a lot of what is going on inside her, right? And even though there's some bits that we as the audience get to see, even those bits Law does not get to see unless Wine communicates them. But that again is the point, like, so, but yeah, it makes it very interesting. You know, that's why I just like, they really cooked on certain aspects of the show, and then yeah, y'all know what I'm about to say. You know, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start putting up pictures of myself, like photo shoot pictures of myself in my house. It's like, just in case somebody forgets who's living here.
What?
Oh, okay, we're getting into it a little more. Yeah, we don't know anything about her for real. Okay, so she's worried about the money. Well, see? There you go. A little more background, a little more backstory. I don't know if we necessarily needed it, because I think the motivation, her point of motivation could have just been from the fact that she doesn't want to disappoint people. So like a tragic backstory of like her family needs money adds to that, but it's not like without it wouldn't have worked. But it's okay, it's okay.
ทำไมถึงโกหกคะโกหกอะไรหรอก็บอกแม่ว่าสบายดี
Right.
ทั้งที่ตัวเองป่วย
Right.
บอกว่าทำงานไม่หนักทั้งที่ลาป่วยแต่ยังต้องทำงานรันโกหกแม่โกหกลูกค้าว่าไม่เป็นไร
Right.
โกหกทุกคนรอบตัวว่าตัวเองยังไหว
Right. She's trying to understand her. See, another moment where it's like this could read as aggressive, I guess, to people who feel like Wine is not capable of love in the way that Law is, which I obviously very, very much disagree with. You could read it as like, why did you lie? You know, why didn't you tell your mother? Why did it? It's like, you know, some people could be like, well, girl, I was trying to protect, you know, they get defensive because it's like, girl, you're accusing me of something. But no, this is how Wine talks also.
Yeah, right. Right.
You know, the structure that we're taught, and to various degrees we manage to internalize it, of things that you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to tell your mother you're fine even though you're not. Why? I know, exactly. And that's why Wine is a real one, because she doesn't fuck with the status quo for real. Like, no, y'all don't see the vision like I do, but I see it. I understand. Like, no, it's okay. Let me stop. Like, look, that's genuine care. She's not angry. She's not disappointed. She's not, you know.
เหนื่อยไหม
She's genuinely trying to understand
ที่ต้อง
Law
ฝืน
as a
ยิ้มต่อ
person.
หน้าทุกคนแบบนี้
Ah, you understand?
Oh my gosh.
She gets there, like, she gets it.
ไม่หรอก แค่นี้เองอะ
Girl, please. Law, you better, girl. See, here Law go again.
ความสุข
She be missing
ความ
opportunities,
สบาย
like,
ใจของรันไม่ใช่เรื่องแค่นี้
and
นะ
then she wanna talk about, oh, we need to learn each other, get to know each
ข
other.
องคนอื่นเลย
Well, girl, she's trying right now. You gotta meet her halfway now. Exactly.
คือรันไม่อยากให้คนอื่นเป็นห่วงรันอะตอนเนี้ยแม่ก็มีปันที่เขาเป็นห่วงอยู่
Right.
แล้วไหนจะลูกค้าหรือลูกน้องในทีมรันอีกอะรันอยากเป็นที่พึ่งให้เขาอะไม่ได้อยากเป็นปัญหาให้เขา
And that's something Wine understands very well. Come on now. Come on. I need y'all to, come on.
เก่งมากแล้วนะ
Connect.
ที่ดูแลที่บ้าน
Yes.
ดูแลทีม
Right.
ดูแลลูกค้าได้ดีขนาดนี้
That's right. I love this. It's great. You know, and that's the funny thing, really. The gag is, we've seen multiple
คนเก่ง
times
เขาก็เหนื่อยเป็นนะ
Wine actually, like, not just empathizing, but also comforting Law in her way. You know? Like, people don't want to see that, but it's like, you know.
รันจะโกหกใครก็ได้
I'm just saying.
แต่รันอย่าโกหกไว้เลยนะ
Right.
วายจะอยู่กับรันทุกช่วงเวลาเลย
Girl, the way, girl.
ไม่ว่าจะเป็นตอนที่รันไหว
I'd start bawling.
หรือว่ารันไม่ไหว
Right. There you go. Let it out, Law. Let it out, girl. I'm good. It's hard, you know. It's real hard, like, and letting somebody in for real. Ooh, girl. But you gotta do it every time it happens. You gotta make that choice. You gotta be brave enough, you know. Let somebody take care of you. That's
สัญญา
hard.
คุณจูนอะนะ ถ้ามันยังมากินหัวรันอีก
Oh.
ครั้งหน้าวายจะด่าเอง
Oh, girl.
เราเป็นคนไทยอะไรยอมได้ก็อย่าไปยอม
Oh, period. Yeah. Shout out to Thailand. Yeah. Period. I fuck with that. Heavy.
ว่าแต่บริษัทเขาอะ
Oh. Gag.
หลาบ
Oh, she on her. Oh, she on the ass. Oh, she's. Oh, not the IRS. It's the. Oh. Girl, Wine. Girl. Wine the type of woman, like, girl, you better treat her right when you keep her, that's for sure. You better pray, you know, she never becomes your ex because
Dutch Mill
Dutch Mill. I'm not drinking it, miss.
ได้ทุกวัน
Girl pie. Okay.
อันนี้รายงานสต็อกสินค้าของ
Fake
ที่
ass
แล้ว
company,
นะคะ
like.
แล้วก็อันนี้ใบเสนอราคากับใบสั่งซื้อสินค้าค่ะ
Right.
หัวหน้าสุดยอด นี่ขนาดนั้น
Girl, I don't know how she's still here. God bless her though.
Hi, this is Brittany, 12 hours before my shift. 12 hours after my shift.
นั่นไง กูกำลังจะบอกเลยอย่าเพิ่งทัก จะโดนอะไรอีกก็ไม่รู้เนี่ย
รีพอร์ตที่ส่งมาวันก่อน มีตัวเลขที่ต้องแก้นะคะ
Oh, okay.
สัญญาก็มีปัญหาทามาร์กจุดที่คุณรันต้องเช็คแล้ว ลองดูนะคะ
Period. Girl, you need to be checked.
จะรันแก้ให้ค่ะ
Into a facility.
เข้าใจนะคะว่าคุณรันเพิ่งหายป่วยมา อาจจะยังทำงานได้ไม่เต็มที่
Right.
แต่ก็อยากให้คุณรันช่วยใส่ใจงานมากกว่านี้ด้วยค่ะ
Girl,
เพราะเวลา
Wine.
เกิดข้อผิดพลาดจะ
You're not fooling anyone anymore, sister. Come on now,
ได้
Wine.
ค่ะ
ขอโทษทีค่ะ
เดี๋ยววายแก้เอกสารวันนี้เองค่ะ จะได้ไม่ผิดอีก
Big brain ting, big brain ting. She said, don't worry, boo. I got you, babe. I got you, babe. I'm gonna take it off your hands. Yeah, I like that. But yeah, this is a conflict. I'm starting to see the conflict of interest issue. It's incoming. girl there's no way bro
แต่ช่วงนี้เขาน่าจะยุ่งหน่อยนะ
so
ได้ข่าวว่าบริษัทคุณจูนตอนนี้โดนสรรพากรตรวจสอบอยู่ น่าจะเป็นเพราะว่าเขาตกแต่งบัญชีหรือไม่ก็ส่งยอดไม่ครบอ่ะ
oh
นั่นไงว่าแล้วบริษัทเนี้ยมันแปลกๆมาสักพักแล้ว แต่ว่าใครแจ้งวะ
เราเพิ่งรู้ทุกเรื่องเลยเนาะ
นี่คนแจ้งนี่
girl I have goosebumps I have chills I love a powerful woman me I don't see no problem but that's just me I don't see no problem well it is giving like no it's fine it's giving policing a little bit but it's like whatever girl she's not a cop
เขากลับกันหมดแล้ว
thank god
ไม่มีใครเห็นหรอก
แน่ใจนะ
right this suit is cute super cute no Lal be showing with the fits for real except for that flight attendant fit that wasn't hitting but this is cute
ไม่ต้องมาย้ำกับรันเลย วันนี้วายนั่นแหละ โห ลูกน้องนั่งงงกันหมดแล้ว อยู่ดีก็มาช่วยรัน
ก็รันไม่หายป่วยนี่ ยังรีคอเวอร์ได้ไม่เต็มที่เลย
You know, I'd love to see them actually go on a date, because they kind of skip the middle of this in a way. You know what I mean? I mean, not really. You know, they're dating now, but it's like they went to that massage place, I guess, but they were still friends with benefits back then.
ก็เป็นการดูแลคนอื่น
You know,
ในแบบของรัน
now that it's established what they are, like we gonna need a little more than office food, girl. I want like, come on now. I need you to wine and dine her. Yeah. There we go. There we go. We found it. We found it in the end. She deserves to be wined and dined for real. Oh. Like I'm gonna need a little more than pasta and lobster. This ain't even pasta and lobster. This is just mama okay, but it's not okay, girl. It's not okay, mamas. We gonna need a little more effort. I don't know from either side, girl. Whoever got it. Right now, Lal is sick, so that's fair. But it's like, I just want him to go on cute dates, but I get it. It's not possible because you know, they're trying to hide the relationship. Y'all gonna have to pack that up because like y'all can't do this for the rest of your life. Like you can just never go to a restaurant. You can never go to the movies, like to a museum, like a gallery, like the park, like shit. Hello. Damn, noodles looking kind of good now though. Hold on, I'm hungry now. Damn. Girl, it's giving puppy down. Not her just happy to watch her work. Like, please. Enemies with benefits, y'all may just be able to pull off romanticizing capitalism. Y'all may be able to do it. I'm not gonna hold you. No, I'm playing. Girl, adorable.
นี่เมื่อไหร่
ก็พอได้บอกความรู้สึกไปทั้งหมดมันก็โล่งอะ
That's right.
ถึงจะยังไม่รู้คำตอบของวายแต่การที่รันได้อยู่กับวายแบบนี้มันก็
No, she didn't give her an answer. You're right. Yeah. See, and she's not pushing her. Ah, this is great. Okay, I think we're gonna get into it.
รัน ที่วายไม่อยากมีแฟนอะไม่ใช่เพราะวายไม่รู้สึกอะไรหรอกนะ แต่กลับกันซะอีก
It's okay, sister. Take your time.
วายกลัว กลัวว่าถ้าเกิดคบกับรันแล้วอดีตแย่ของวายจะย้อนกลับมา
We know, girl. You've been through it. I already know.
อ
Like,
ดีตที่
it's okay, sister.
คืออะไรหรอ
Oh
พี่ว่า
hell.
ตรงนี้ต้องใส่สูตรนี้นะครับ
ผิดจริงด้วยค่ะ
ตอนพี่ทำแรกๆก็ผิดตรงนี้ประจำเลย มีอะไรก็ถามพี่ได้นะครับ
Double earrings. Oh
ขอบ
yeah.
คุณค่ะ
Oh yeah. Run. Oh girl, I'm scared, girl. I don't know, girl. Okay, we gonna get through it together. We can do it.
นอนหรือยัง
Excuse me?
ยังไม่นอนค่ะ มีอะไรหรือเปล่าคะ
ทำอะไรอยู่
Excuse
คุยเป็น
me?
เพื่อนพี่หน่อยสิ นอนไม่หลับ
Oh, absolutely not. Girl, why would you go? Because she's good-natured and kind, and she doesn't think the worst thing. Oh no.
พี่กรณ์
Oh
เห็
god.
นวายกับลูกพี่อยู่ เดี๋ยวพี่ไปส่งนะ
ไม่เป็นไรค่ะเราเรียกรถกลับเองดีกว่า
อันนี้มันดึกแล้วนะครับ พี่ไปส่งดีกว่าไปเชิญครับพักผ่อนเยอะนะ
ขอบคุณค่ะ ขอบคุณนะคะพี่กรณ์
ครับ
ถ้างั้นวายขอตัวกลับห้องก่อนนะคะ
วายครับ คือพี่ปวดฉี่มากเลยครับ แล้วห้องพี่อยู่อีกตึกหนึ่งพี่ขอเข้าห้องน้ำห้องวายก่อนได้ไหมครับ
Oh Jesus. Oh god. I
ขอบใจนะ
ค่ะ
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
ทำไมหน้าแดงอะ
พี่กรณ์
เมาเหรอคือพี่หยอกเล่นนะคุณได้นะ
Oh my god.
แน่ใจหรือว่าเราไม่ได้เข้าใจไปเอง
มันเป็นความผิดของผมเองครับ ที่ผมเป็นคนเฟรนลี่มากเกินไป ก็เลยพยายามจะสนิทกับน้องๆทุกคน แต่กลับกลายเป็นต้องทำให้น้องอึดอัดใจ พี่ขอโทษนะวาย
พี่ก็ว่างั้นแหละ เพราะงั้นน่ะวายก็เข้าใจพี่เขาสมัยนะ พี่เขาไม่มีเจตนาแบบนั้นหรอก
แต่วายว่าการกระทำมันเกิดเพื่อร่วมงานไปนะคะ
นี่ เธอน่ะ โลกส่วนตัวสูงเกินไปหรือเปล่าคนเขาอยากจะทำความรู้จัก ก็ไปปิดกั้นเขา แล้วพวกเราอะทำงานอยู่ด้วยกัน มันก็ต้องลดกำแพงลงบ้างนะวายหรือว่า เธอกำลังเข้าใจผิด คิดว่าเขาชอบเธอเหรอ
อย่าไปว่าวายเลยนะครับ ตอนนี้ผมโกรธตัวเองมาก ที่ทำให้วายต้องลำบากใจ
วายรู้สึกไม่ปลอดภัยเวลาอยู่ใกล้ใครอะไม่ใช่แค่กลัวว่าตัวเองจะโดนลวนลามนะ แต่ว่าวายระแวงว่าเขาจริงใจกับเราหรือเปล่า หรือว่าวายเชื่อใจใครได้หรือเปล่า ไม่ว่าจะเป็นเพื่อนร่วมงานลูกน้องหรือแม้กระทั่งคนที่มาชอบวายวายไม่มั่นใจว่าเขาชอบวายจริงๆหรือเปล่าหรือว่าเขาแค่คิดอะไรไม่ดีกับวายวายรู้สึกมาตลอดเลยว่า
I'm really glad that they didn't go too graphic with that. I'm very because I was really scared that because thaigl has a track record with not protecting us in that or not warning us, I mean, it was still graphic in its own way, but you understand what I'm saying.
รู้สึกมาตลอดว่า
girl.
อยู่คนเดียวมันปลอดภัยกว่า
I'm so sorry, why?
ไม่มีใครมาทำร้ายวายแน่
And that's really the thing. Like the fact is, like people can't even.
ๆแต่พอรู้ตัว
like a lot of people couldn't even see that.
ดึงความสัมพันธ์ตัวเองออกมาจากทุกความสัมพันธ์
You don't just become distant for no reason. Like that's not how this works.
ลึกๆแล้ววายโทษตัวเองนะ
Whatever the reason, it can be neurodivergence, it can be trauma, it can be anything, but there isn't just no reason. People don't exist without reason. You understand what I'm saying?
ตัวแบบนั้น
See?
หรือถ้าคืนนั้นวายไม่ได้ปล่อยผ่านเรื่องนี้ไป
Oh, girl.
หรือถ้าวายเลือกที่จะปิดปากเงียบเรื่องมันก็คงไม่ใหญ่ขนาดนี้
มันไม่ใช่แบบนั้นเลยนะวายไม่ได้ทำอะไรผิด
Exactly.
ไม่เห็นต้องโทษตัวเองเลยวายมีสิทธิ์ที่จะเสียใจ
Come on, Lo.
มีสิทธิ์ที่จะโกรธหรือจะเกลียดมันไปเลยก็ได้เพราะวายไม่ใช่คนผิดไอคนที่มันต้องรู้สึกผิดคือคนที่มันทำให้วายต้องเป็นแบบนี้นะคะการที่วายลุกขึ้นมาปกป้องตัวเองมันจะไปผิดได้ยังไง
And it ultimately also like explains why we've seen Wine having much more trouble with standing up for herself when it comes to men, right?
วายฟังรันนะ
Men pushing her into corners.
วายดีมากพอ
Which I feel like is not something that I wasn't able to like understand, but it doesn't hurt to have us explore this more. I think this is very, man, like we've come a long way. Like
คู่ควรกับความรักที่ดี
this is very necessary, And I think in a way I also really appreciate. This is beautiful. Hold on, I'm gonna let it play.
เลิกโทษตัวเองได้แล้วนะ
Right. Yes. I think I can really also appreciate that, what happened to Wine is that's exactly one of those situations, scenarios, that could be deemed by many people as like, well, nothing happened. Like, oh, it wasn't that big, That's why it works even more so. It's terrible, of course, because at the same time, it's like, why should we have to, think about what will reach audiences more in terms of like depicting sexual trauma, because like we should be able to get all of it, but unfortunately that's not the world we live in. Obviously, that's not the world we live in. It ain't no way you're bringing this man back. There's no way. Oh god.
อันไม่รู้เลยนะ
Wine sister.
เพราะวายต้องเสียใจแค่ไหน
I'm so sorry, sister.
ที่ต้องผ่านเรื่องนั้นมาโดยคนเดียว
I low-key feel like she could benefit from also like talking about friends with this for sure. I mean talking with friends about this.
แต่วายจะไม่ได้อยู่คนเดียวแล้วนะ เราผ่านเรื่องนี้ไปด้วยกันนะวาย
Y'all want me to cry so bad.
Oh my god.
And this is also very interesting. Like,
you want the Yasthai's healing salad?
Yeah.
Okay, one Yasthai's healing salad for you.
In the sun, you're not up to something. Out in the street, kind of meeting your vision. Okay, Two Door Cinema Club. But it's interesting because yeah, now don't go making a scene now. Here y'all go. Oh Lord.
วายเวทกา
Oh. If mother approves, then we are in the clear.
Yeah. Did somebody say?
Come on, girl.
Slay.
Yeah. Yeah. Snatch, girl, not snatched. Who translated this? Please. Longer than my future. Girl, they're longer than you. Girl. But it's interesting that the makeup was also a part of that trauma. It makes sense, of course. You know. I mean, I don't think we have time or energy to get into the conversation about makeup and patriarchy right now. And I also don't think I'm the best person to talk about it because I really don't use makeup. Like, maybe a little foundation.
พี่วายจะลาออกเหรอ
โอ๊ยไปกันใหญ่แล้วแตงกวาพี่แค่
But you know, we're gonna roll with it, and I'm just happy for her. That's what matters. It makes her feel empowered. It makes her feel happy. That's all that matters, baby. I love you. I love. Oh, hold on. I'm in your corner forever, Wine. Come on now. Oh, what'd she say?
ก็คือพี่วายจะมีผัวว่างั้นเถอะแตงกวา
Who said that?
เรียกแฟนก่อนได้ไหมล่ะ
Oh.
พี่วายจะมีแฟนเหรอคะ
Girl, that took 3 business days to land.
นี่พี่บอกแตงกวาคนแรกเลยนะ
Thaigl, girl.
พี่ไว้ใจแตงกวา
I love her. Like, look at her. How could you ever hurt this person? Please. Oh.
เขาเป็นใครเหรอคะ
Oh.
เขาไม่ได้
Come on, spill the tea. Come on now.
แค่อยากรู้เฉย
Yeah. She's so cute.
ไม่บอก
Oh.
จะเอาเป็นว่า
Girl, everybody knows, please. This is clear as day.
แตงกวาเขารู้จัก
Oh, she's wearing the glasses from the
ขอไปคุยกับเขาก่อนละกัน
promotional material.
ถ้าได้เรื่องอะไรจะรีบมาบอกแตงกวาคนแรกเลย
พี่วายคะคือ
วายจ๊ะพอดีบอสมีเรื่องด่วนจ้ะเรียกประชุมหัวหน้าฝ่ายตอนนี้เลย
Just when she was so close to reporting it.
คิดว่าเขาประชุมเรื่องอะไรกัน
อยากรู้ไม่รู้
Wait a minute, he's the boss? Girl, I'm scared.
คุยอะไรกันอะ
Nothing. Oh, we just talking about, you know, consent and you know, like
หัวหน้าฝ่ายก็โดนเรียกประชุมด่วน
how HR has really been doing a great job lately. You know, they've really been cracking down. How is it always these two? Like, isn't the department more people than them?
คือ
I'm confused.
จะพูดได้ยัง วันนี้ยังไม่ได้เติมชาเลย คืองี้นะ คือ
โอ้โหมึงเนี่ยนะอ่ะบอกก็ได้พาวจะได้เข้าใจสถานการณ์ด้วยพาวเพิ่งเข้ามาใหม่อ่ะอาจจะยังไม่รู้ว่า VP คนเนี้ยโดนเพ่งเล็งจากบอสเราอยู่แล้วก็สำนักงานใหญ่ที่ญี่ปุ่นด้วย
จริงดิ
จริง
What
ตอนเอาติ้ง VP กับบอสเขาก็ไม่ได้ไปเอาติ้งด้วยกันน่ะเขาก็เลยลือกันว่าที่ญี่ปุ่นน่าจะปรับโครงสร้างใหม่
Okay.
ได้ยินมาว่าสำนักงานใหญ่จะส่งคนใหม่มาเป็น VP แทน
Oh no. Bro, you better back up. I know that much. Oh.
ขอโทษนะคะขอบคุณค่ะ
And what's my girl over there? They didn't give her nothing to work with, for real. She just there to serve face, girl. But you know what? At least we eating. We eating good.
ยังไงพี่ไม่ใส่
Bedside girl, they did you dirty.
สังหรณ์ใจ
Why she can't get a girl? Like, fuck it, you know. No, y'all doing a terrible job of hiding this. Oh, I'm getting a call.
Oh, Mr. Masaru.
Oh.
現在日本社ではタイの事情により適した営業体制を目指し副社長の交代を進める方針となっております。
Right.
これから新しい副社長の南さんです。
Okay.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Okay. Hey girl. สวัสดีครับ
ชื่อแนนนะคะมารับตำแหน่ง VP ฝากเนื้อฝากตัวด้วยนะคะ
Alright, period. Okay.
ทางสำนักงานใหญ่ที่ญี่ปุ่นนะคะเล็งเห็นว่าถ้าให้ทีมบริหารเป็นคนไทยด้วยกันก็น่าจะเข้าใจระบบการทำงานของตลาดเมืองไทย
Right.
ขอแนะนำคุณกรณ์ GM คนใหม่ของเราด้วยค่ะ
Girl, you gotta be joking. You better be joking. If this isn't what sexual trauma is, then I don't know. It just follows you, bro. Like, oh my fucking god. It's a couple of people out there right now that I pray I never run into again. You know, it's just like it's terrifying. This is the reality. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Breathe, sister, breathe, breathe. Oh god, oh gosh, oh god. Oh god. Breathe, breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Oh my god.
Why?
And on the day that she finally decided to dress how she wants again. Oh god.
เรื่องอะไรที่มันผ่านไปแล้ว
There's no way, bro.
ก็ให้มันผ่านไปเถอะนะ
There's actually no way.
พี่ว่าเรามาเริ่มต้นกันใหม่ดีกว่า
There's actually no way.
พี่คงต้องขอคำแนะนำจากวายอีกเยอะเลย
There's actually no way, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. She's literally having a panic attack.
จันทราจองร้านไว้แล้วเย็นนี้นะคะวายไปด้วยกันนะจ๊ะเลี้ยงต้อนรับคุณกรณ์
แล้วเจอกันนะครับ
เดี๋ยวไปดูทางแผนกเสร็จ
ดีเลยครับ
Oh god, oh god, oh god. Let me guess, she's gonna push Lal away because it's... Oh god. Oh my girl, I'm so sorry, girl. Oh Jesus.
สวัสดีค่ะ ลาลาลิน หัวหน้าฝ่ายขายค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะคุณรัน ขอบคุณที่สละเวลามานะคะ เชิญนั่งค่ะ ขอโทษด้วยนะคะ ที่เปลี่ยนทีมบริหารกระทันหัน
She looked like she trouble, I can't
พี่
lie.
ก็ไม่ได้เตรียมตัวมา
Something about her spirit, I don't
แต่ก็
know.
ศึกษาเรื่องของที่นี่ไว้เยอะค่ะ
Mm.
พอจะรู้ว่าคุณรันเป็นคนเก่ง
Uh-huh.
แล้วก็มีผลงานเยอะเลย
Okay.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
แต่ว่า
ที่นี่เขาทำงานเป็นกันเองดีนะคะ โดยเฉพาะฝ่ายขายเนี่ย
Uh-huh.
ถูกแย่งลูกค้าไปขนาดนั้น
Oh,
คุณ
here
รัน
we go.
ก็ยังมั่นใจในลูกทีมตัวเอง ไม่คิดจะปรับเปลี่ยนแผนหรือว่าปรับเปลี่ยนตัวบุคคลเลยอ่ะ
คือ ปกติรันก็ follow ลูกค้าอยู่ตลอดนะคะก็เลยรู้ว่าที่เขาเปลี่ยนใจไปใช้เจ้าคู่แข่งมันก็เป็นเพราะว่าเรื่องราคาค่ะสุดท้ายพอเขาทนไม่ไหวกับ after sale เขาก็กลับมาหาเราค่ะคุณแนน
ก็เลยไม่คิดจะปรับเปลี่ยนอะไรเลยว่างั้น
No I didn't
ถ้าอย่างนั้นที่นี่ก็คงจะทำงานกันแบบ พอมีปัญหาแล้วค่อยแก้ใช่ไหมคะเหมือนสุภาษิตไทยว่าวัวหายล้อมคอกแปลกอะค่ะ
Girl
ไม่ค่อยมีคนคิดแบบนี้ที่สำนักงานใหญ่ มันก็คงจะเป็นความแตกต่างอะเนาะระหว่างการทำงานแบบไทยๆกับการทำงานแบบระดับประเทศใช่ไหม
Girl you can go back to Japan
รันว่า
The fuck
แต่ละองค์กรเขาก็มี culture ที่มันแตกต่างกันนะคะอย่างรันเองก็เคยทำงานกับต่างชาติมาก็เยอะก็เลยเห็นว่าวิธีการทำงาน
very like a Japanese work ethic to act like this let's be honest like let me not say too much let me not say too much
ทำให้พี่รู้จักตัวตนของคุณรันมากขึ้นเยอะเลย
Oh law girl you're cooked
ถึงว่ามีปัญหาแบบนี้เกิดขึ้นเป็นอย่างนี้นี่เอง
Oh you're cooked law you're cooked
ถ้าอย่างนั้นพี่คงต้องขอให้คุณรันช่วยเขียนแผนแก้ไขและแนวทางป้องกันเคสคริสิสของคุณนิวให้พี่ด้วยนะคะเพราะเรื่องนี้สำคัญมากแล้วก็มีผลกระทบกับความมั่นคงของบริษัทและแผนกของคุณรันโดยตรง
How do people like that sleep at night I wonder people that just like their whole job is honestly to just intimidate
ขอวันนี้นะคะ
like you might as well be a cop at that point
คุณรันอยู่แล้วอะเขียนลงเปเปอร์น่าจะตัด
but they don't have the executive power to well they do have the executive power if anything they just like to toy with their subjects it's girl I don't know for the good of the company type shit like those people scare me like no shade I know that they have a job to do as well but it like why would you ever want to do that job you know but it's not that simple I know you climb up the ladder and then you end up in a place you maybe didn't want to be I know it's but still oh god
นั่งด้วยกันนะครับ
wine girl I know she should have said something to Law oh god
น้องครับ
or Tanqua or anybody like anybody
ไงรถติดใช่ไหม
oh god
ทำไมพี่วายถึงอยากให้เราสองคนมาด้วยอะบนโต๊ะนี้มีแต่ระดับหัวหน้าทั้งนั้นเลย
นั่นสิอาจจะอยากให้เรามารู้จักพวก TM ละมั้ง
เดี๋ยววันนี้น่าจะมีมาแค่นี้แล้วล่ะค่ะทีมอื่นติดงานด่วนกันหมดเลยไม่เป็นไรครับไว้โอกาสหน้าก็ได้ครับได้เลยครับ
Girl pull the fire alarm dead ass like
ส่วนใหญ่ก็บริษัทญี่ปุ่นนะครับแต่ก่อนหน้านี้เป็นบริษัทไทยที่เดียวกับวายนะครับ
งั้นแสดงว่า2 คนนี้รู้จักกันมาก่อนเหรอคะ
ผมยังแอบภูมิใจอยู่เลยนะครับน้องที่เราเคยสอนงานมาตอนนี้เป็นระดับหัวหน้าแล้ว
Jesus
ถ้าอย่างนั้นเนี่ยเราต้องดื่มฉลองให้กับการ reunion กันหน่อยค่ะ
ยินดีเลยครับ
นั่นสิคะมา
No, but like, this is really like, you might think it's dramatized, and it might be a little bit, but it's real. Like nobody can notice. Like sometimes nobody notices.
Why?
พี่รันลืมเตือนไปเลยวันนี้มีกินเลี้ยงนะคะพี่
มีงานแทรกจาก VP คนใหม่อะดิดูยังไม่เสร็จเลยอันนี้ทำอะไรกันอะ
เรื่อง VP กับ GM คนใหม่ไงพี่รันแมดเวอร์เมากันทั้งออฟฟิศ
โปรไฟล์เทพจะจัดเลยครับทำแต่กับบริษัทใหญ่มา
จริงเหรอ
จริงครับ
ดูสินี่ประวัติคุณกรณ์นี่เคยทำบริษัทในไทยด้วยนี่ชื่อบริษัทคุณจัง
นี่ใช่บริษัทที่พี่วายทำก่อนมานี่ปะคะ
ใช่ปะวายไม่มั่นใจว่าเขาชอบวายจริงๆหรือเปล่าหรือว่าเขาแค่คิดอะไรไม่ดีกับวาย
นี่มาดูดินี่
ใช่ไหมวายอยู่ไหน ก่อนนะ
เอ้าพี่ข้างนอกฝนตกหนักเลยนะครับรถติดด้วย
Girl, I saw that preview. Let's just get that Tangpa promise over with. Come on.
คุณกรณ์ดื่มเก่งเหมือนกันนะคะเนี่ย
Oh gosh. Okay. They switch glasses. They should have switched
น้องวาย
glasses.
จะมาเนียนไม่ดื่มไม่ได้นะครับ วันนี้เราต้องฉลองที่เราได้กลับมาเจอกันสิครับไปชนครับผม อันนี้ของน้องวายนะครับ เชิญครับ
Don't do it, girl. Don't do it.
คุณกรณ์คะพอดีหัวหน้าฝ่าย PR เขาไม่ได้มาด้วยวันนี้ แต่ว่าเขามีเรื่อง
Come on, come on, come on.
ก่อนเรื่อง CSR ของบริษัทประจำปีนี้
This
ค่ะ
is terrible.
พอดีเขาอยากได้ไอเดียใหม่ๆสำหรับปีนี้ด้วยเหมือนกัน
ยินดีเลยนะครับ
แก้มน้ำเปล่าหนูกินแทนเอง พี่กินน้ำเปล่าไป
Yep.
ขอตัวไปเข้าห้องน้ำก่อนนะคะ
Mm-hmm. Leave, girl. Yep.
พอดีแฟนพี่
Ooh, that one hurt me a little bit.
อยากมารับอะค่ะ
Yep.
อยากบอกพวกเราว่า
Because it's like you get to see firsthand with Tangkwa. The proud understands the implications of not just what alcohol does, but if, you know, like protecting somebody, maybe even from themselves.
Oh my god.
Or just keeping somebody safe. Girl.
จริงๆจะอวดผัว
If I was Tangkwa, I don't know. You know, honestly, I don't know what I'd do if I was Tangkwa. Because this type of situation I've not been in the sense of like you're working with some. Well, technically, one of my exes, we were co-employees for a while, but nah, the timelines didn't really overlap. So I'm not gonna lie, I deadass would report that shit for real. I don't even know if I'd bother talking to her. Probably because at some point, at some essence, you know, you want to understand why, just why somebody did that. Why, you know, your coworker would think that was okay to do, you know. But girl, you gotta report it. And then what? I also don't know, because what does reporting even do anything? Especially since it's between two women, or, you know, it's not between a man and a well, especially, I say especially, but either way, girl. Especially because it's coming from a woman, exactly. Like, but yeah, also, it's like, yeah, I don't know. But girl, we need something. We need some type of, you know, legal measurements, legal involvement.
ถ้างั้นพี่วายคะ เดี๋ยว
No. She doesn't know. Metsai, please stay.
เป็นอะไรอ่ะ
Girl, you have some nerve.
เรารู้นะ เธอปิดบังอะไรพี่วายอยู่ ปิดบังอะไร เรารู้ว่าเธอคิดอะไรกับพี่วาย ฮะ
That's the way.
มากปะ
I should have known. Here I was, foolish little me, thinking Tangkwa was upset because Proud made out with her when she was drunk and didn't even really know what was going on.
No.
But no, she's jealous.
Oh my god.
แค่ถึงความรู้สึกของคนอื่นแบบเนี้ย
Okay.
เธอพูดอะไรของเธอเนี่ย
Clearly, Tangkwa doesn't see what happened to her as
เธอเข้ามา
morally
ทำแบบ
wrong.
นี้ก็เพราะพี่วาย แล้วเธอจะมาจูบเราทำไม เห็นเราเป็นคนง่าย
Oh boy.
ๆเลยคิดว่าทำอะไรกับเราก็
Honestly,
ได้งั้นเหรอ
I don't blame Tangkwa for not seeing the harm of what happened to her. Don't get me wrong. But it is painful. Girl, there's no way, bro. This is how y'all gonna do them
นี่
like
ยังไม่
that.
เข้าใจอีกเหรอ เข้าใจอะไร ก็ถ้าเราชอบพี่วายอะเราจะจูบเธอทำไมวะ ไม่รู้อะงั้นก็รู้ได้แล้ว
Wait.
did us so dirty, girl.
เข้าใจยัง
นั่นไง หายอีกแล้วคราวหลังเนี่ยมึงผูกแอร์แท็กติดไว้เลย เชื่อกู
Are we gonna get a side plot? I don't need that. I don't need these two.
ชาที่ซื้อมาแล้วไม่ได้แดกไงคะ
Yeah. Girl, it is that serious though. I get it.
ไม่รู้หรอกค่ะ ถ้ารู้จะมาดูไหมล่ะ
เอางี้ไหมเราก็ดูทุกต้นทุกตอน
What's going on with his hair?
มาพี่ เดี๋ยวบัสทำเองมา
Oh. They put this in here to give us a breath of fresh, like to give us a break because it's been heavy, but I'm not sure it's working, sister. I'm not sure it's working. But I mean, I'm distracted by his hair, so I guess it's working.
บาสนี่มันกล้องแผนกบัญชีมึงจะเปิดดูทำไมเนี่ย
รู้แล้ว
เฮ้ยนั่นพี่รันไม่ใช่หรอ
ว่ะ
Well. Yeah, we're cooked. We're cooked. No, Metsai.
ขอตัวไปรับโทรศัพท์ก่อนนะคะ
No. Oh, God. Oh, God. Here he go. He gonna get up. Watch. Yep. Jesus Christ. Terrifying.
มาทำหน้าแบบนั้นนะไม่ดีใจที่เจอพี่หรอ
พี่กรณ์คะคือวายเขา
วายครับ พี่บอกไงอะไรที่เกิดขึ้นในอดีตก็ปล่อยให้เป็นอดีตไปสิ
Boy, I oughta, boy.
พี่กรณ์อย่าค่ะ
วายต้องเรียนรู้บ้างนะ ถ้าวายยังใช้วิธีเดิม ผลจะเป็นยังไง
เธอกำลังเข้าใจผิด คิดว่าก็ชอบเธอเหรอ
Thank God นะคะที่มาช้า
Uh-oh. You know, I get what they're doing. I get what they're trying to do. It is a bit of a missed opportunity that Lol seems to be constantly the knight in shining armor, so to speak. But in this case, I would wager I also do understand like Wine just being frozen. Like, did you see her? She was fucking vomiting, girl. Like, she had a panic attack times 1,000. Like, understandably so. So it's like, yeah, expecting Wine to be the one in that moment to find a way out of that situation, I guess, you know. And there's nothing wrong. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with Lol showing up. Thank God she did. But it's just like, I guess my wish would be, but that's just, that takes a lot of healing. I think, you know what I think needs to happen? I think it would be wonderful if the show went in such a way where we got to see Wine, really like starting the healing process more of like what happened to her. You know what I mean? Yeah, because it's not gonna happen 1, 2, 3, obviously. But it's also like constantly having Lol, you know, kind of like save her out of situations. It's nothing inherently bad about it, but it's just like in terms of messaging towards us as an audience, I think it'd be very powerful if we could, you know, see that, you know, just because, you know, just because you shared your trauma with somebody else, it doesn't mean that they can carry it all for you. And I'm not saying the show is saying that, don't get me wrong. Like, we're in a pretty fluid, flexible space right now with all of this. But y'all get what I'm saying? It's like, this was not the moment for Wine to you know, to stand to her boundary and to like do whatever she could to get out of that. I understand, but I just hope I don't know. I hope we get to see. I hope that it isn't just dropped. Because that's what I feel like writing so often lacks. Not just in thaigl, honestly. This can apply to really most, and if not anything, any piece of media that handles deals with themes of sexual trauma and violence. Sometimes what happens is kind of like the writing dissipates and like fades on the part of like the person actually like being in the midst of their healing process or starting it or whatever, you know what I mean? And again, a healing process looks different for everybody. I'm not saying she has to get a therapist. Maybe that doesn't work for her. Maybe it's something else. Just talking to friends, something, but it's like, I hope I would wish we get to see that on screen, because it's usually just implied, if it is implied, and it's like implying that Wine is inherently gonna be okay just because she has law. It's not enough, because that's not how it works. It's not how it works. I wish sometimes I'll say it. At heart, I'm a simple gal. Sometimes I do still foolishly in my heart of hearts, the sub of the conscious, I do wish sometimes that, the reality could be that just having somebody in your corner that really truly cares for you and protects you and loves you is enough to be able to actually process your trauma, but it isn't, you know what I mean? But anyway, I just hope Wine is done justice with that we get to see her. It could be simple, a tiny scene of like her talking to friends about it. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just anything that to imply that she's, choosing and feels like she can choose, to really like start that process more so beyond having law intervene and protect her, but thank God law showed up, obviously. looking great. Looking
ฉันละลาลินหัวหน้าฝ่ายขายค่ะ
yeah
คุณกรณ์
นึกว่าคุณรันจะไม่มาซะแล้วนี่
มาทำความรู้จักคุณกรณ์ทั้งทีอ่ะรันจะพลาดได้ไงล่ะคะ
yeah, exactly. Why they frame her like this? Like, is it supposed to give like? I guess it's supposed to give comedy.
ปวดเวลาที่ต้องลดตัวไปคุยกับคนบางคนนะคะรันหมายถึงว่าต้องก้มตัวไปคุยค่ะวายนั่งข้างรันหน่อยดิมีงานให้ดูอ่ะ
She gonna text, "Are you okay?" Ooh. Oh, y'all gonna end it on that. Oh, girl.
ที่เราสวยว่ะขนาดพี่วายยังยอมสยบ
กูว่าสลับกันเลยนะ
ที่แกคิดมากขนาดเนี้ยก็เพราะว่าแกชอบเขามากไม่ใช่หรอ
Jeez, where you been, girl?
เราชอบแตงกวาแค่นี้ชัดพอไหม
วายมาคิดทบทวนตัวเองดูแล้วอะเรื่องที่รันเคยถามวายว่าวายอยากคบกับรันเป็นแฟนไหม
Girl. Woo. I think they did it justice. Yeah, just on the part of like, I really feel like I wish to see Wine. I hope they give Wine a little something, like, because we get to see in depth, and obviously this show didn't go too crazy. They didn't go too graphic, thank goodness. But we get to see in depth what happened to the survivor. But we never get to see the survivor actually going beyond survival. You know what I mean? Actually, like, not just finding people to comfort in. finding people who can protect her, but also just like, you know, yeah, the person herself, you know, finding ways to deal with it more and comfort in others and learn that she can also be strong in herself, and you know, all of that. You get it, like man, honestly, I don't know if I can do a whole I don't know if I can do a whole analysis. Like this one hit me a little bit. I mean, that's good. That means that, you know, I think they did a very decent job with it. I do think so. But ultimately, isn't it deeply ironic, right? The fact that Thaigl Proud's whole thing ordeal was not handled as harm to any capacity, like at all.
Oh my god.
And this was handled with care. And Thaigl, it's very obvious that Thaigl doesn't see, like I said, she doesn't see it as harmful what Proud did to her. Which I think is very deeply ironic. And in a way, inadvertently brings the point home also, again, of like society, patriarchal society also just like convinces us that our, you know, our experiences aren't what they are. You know what I mean? Our trauma isn't what it is, right? Just like, you know, what was happening in that scene with, I guess, the superior and Wine, you know, sitting at that table with that demon. But that's not something the show is intentionally trying to bring home as a point. Because if that were the case, then they would eventually follow up on it, and they definitely wouldn't spin it into like, oh, Thaigul's just mad because she's jealous. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's clear that they're not going that direction. This is it. This is what we're gonna get. That's it. Like with Thaigl Proud, that's it. Like, and from this point on, they're probably gonna be girlfriends or whatever. That's it. Like, so that pisses me off, and I think it's not just a disservice to their story and their characters, and Kapuk Saizi obviously as well as actresses. I think it's a disservice to us, because ultimately, what are you doing in an episode where you are trying to so carefully and committedly, granted, you know, deliver a narrative, a story about you know, a way that sexual harm can look, and how deeply terrifying and inherently violent, you know, its aftermath can also be, as well as the thing itself, you know, how inconsequential it can be for the perpetrator, especially in an office setting. You know, there's so much there, and I think they really did a pretty good job with it, you know. And then in the same episode, or in the same show, right, in the same, following consecutively the same, you know, like in the same breath, have a storyline where one person made out with another coworker that was drunk as fuck. I think it is insulting in a way, unfortunately, because it does the same thing. Honestly, I could spin it many ways, but honestly it comes back to the same thing that we talk about a lot on this channel, and we, you know, talk about a lot with thaigl as well, right? Which is that harm between women is just not treated as the same, if it's treated as harm at all. And I just think that's very scary. It's very terrifying, and it's just sends completely the wrong message. Not just the wrong message, it sends a harmful message, because it's just ultimately like, okay, we're just supposed to treat that for what it is. And that's the thing that doesn't add up. It's like consent mattered between Lol and Wine, and it just doesn't in the same way between Thaigl and Proud. Like, how do you, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And the more I think about it, the more it pisses me off. Because it just, not only does it piss me off, it's just like, what misconstrued, what like confusing as, like paradoxal as messaging are you sending to your audience, you know? And that's the thing, is like, I can signal like, wait a minute, you know, she's fucking drunk, you shouldn't be doing that. I noticed that, and many of you, thank God, also do. But maybe not everybody does. And, you know, I'm not even gonna immediately point fingers, in the sense that because of the way society is set up, because of the way, you know, sexual harm and sexual violence is not just misconstrued but completely treated as, you know, irrelevant, you know, in patriarchal society, and at the same time also weaponized and used as a tool, of course, you know. Add to that, obviously, like oppressive gender constructs, internalized misogyny. Girl, you get it. Like, because of all of that, it's like for somebody to recognize when consent is and isn't present, it's not always that easy, because society doesn't teach us. Only through trauma it teaches us, unless you happen to find ways, you know, hopefully, right, thankfully, to be exposed to these conversations in healthy and educational capacity in nature, right, through community, through you know, whatever, like there's many ways, but ideally also through community, of course. I didn't understand all the myriad of ways, you know, I was treated unconsensually, you know, and like sexual violence took place with me and with my body. I didn't understand a lot of those things growing up as a kid, especially as a teen. Like, it takes a village sometimes to, you know, to point that out to you and to help you understand, and also at the same time simultaneously hold your hand in doing so, of course, and kind of make you understand that, hey, you were also a victim, you know, you're also a survivor. Which isn't to say that people who didn't understand that the scene between Thaigl and Proud wasn't consensual. It isn't to say that those people are all victims themselves, not necessarily. Unfortunately, there's also the side even that may even justify it because perhaps they've been in a similar position as Proud. It's possible. It's all possible, right? I just think that it's hypocritical. I think it's very hypocritical. Enemies with Benefits, I'm still enjoying the show, but I just think on this part, it's like, this is too big for me to just be like, you know, it's, we're gonna let it go, you know. For some reason, my mind went to Affair, and, you know, with the whole, maybe it's because Auntie's looming over me always, but my mind went to Affair with the whole step sibling. Stay with me, it's relevant, sort of, with the whole step sibling scare, right? That was one thing where it was like, what the fuck? But in the end, it ended up not being true, right? Now, we can still argue, we might still argue, be able to argue about how that it was still scary, because in the narrative between the two leads, they ended up not caring whether it was true or not. But wait, that's for another day. But my point is that at the very least, you could make the argument that this horrible thing that happened in the story didn't actually end up happening, right? Not to equate that to, you know, unconsensual, like, you know, Proud kissing a drunk Thaigl. Not to equate things, but my point is, like, that happened, and we can't act like it didn't, but we're acting like it did happen. I mean, we're acting like it didn't happen.
Yeah, right.
But we're acting like it didn't happen. And that just doesn't sit right with me. It's a case that doesn't sit right with me. You know, but it's, yeah, it's just, this is what it is. I say insulting because it insults our intelligence in a way, but also it's just insulting to us as survivors, as women, as you know, any oppressed group that like has to deal with this shit. You know, like, girl, you know what I'm saying? Like how y'all gonna do us like that? Like, no, that doesn't sit right with me at all. Like, I'm sorry, like, and that's what pisses me off more, because you see they have the capacity to do a story like that justice. They just did it, girl. They just did it, girl. And the whole, like, the thing of, like, law saviorism, like, I don't know what type of framing they're trying to give that aside, because I just, we'll see where that goes. I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to give. I hope they give Wine a bit of a, not even a resolve, but, like, you know, the resolve would be to see her actually, like, opening up to her friends about it or something like that, you know. And you could argue, like, yeah, but she opened up to Lal. Yeah, of course. But I would wager, but that's also a personal opinion for sure. So I understand that some people might not agree with that. It's super valid. I would wager that it's not just enough to just depend on, you know, especially your romantic partner for this, because part of healing is also, like, taking power away from the thing in a sense of like just using the words, you know? You don't have to go in detail with every single person. That's not what I'm saying, but you understand what I'm saying? It's like, but again, everybody's healing process looks different also. So it is a complex matter. It is a complex matter, but I would still wager to say that it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't do any harm, you know, to show a survivor, in this case, Wine, you know, like really explore the healing process more and yeah. And, you know, however Lal can be of support in that, of course, is wonderful. But I personally, I'm always a little skeptical of like the positive of like framing, you know, only the romantic partner as the exclusive support for somebody, you know, in dealing with their trauma. But yeah, that aside, it's like y'all have the capacity to do it right. But then y'all go and play in our face. Like, it doesn't make sense, guys. I'm telling you, maybe there's sabotage from another company.
What?
That's what happened.
Whatever that means.
It's sabotage. It must be, you know. Cause like, it doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make no sense.
Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, and I could sit here for an hour more. But y'all get it. I think I drove the point home. And if the show genuinely had something to say about how Thaigl doesn't even see what happened to her as harmful, that would be one thing. I'd be very impressed if they could pull that off. But they're not even entertaining that thought. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like come on now. Proud is in love with Thaigl or crushing on her, whatever. So it's fine. Because there was no ill intent because she was attracted to her. Do y'all see what like read that out loud? Like, how would that, like, bruh. Now we gotta let it go because we're not gonna get an answer. Granted, after all, this is the same team that's working on her. Oh. Girl, we're gonna let it go. No, I'm not gonna let it go, but for now, I'm gonna let it go. All right, I'm gonna get me some food. I love y'all. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see y'all hopefully soon for Shades. Like, I'm trying to get that sorted. Like, let me know what y'all thought in the comments. I love hearing y'all's thoughts. I know I can't get back to everybody, unfortunately, but I'll do my best. At the end of the day, Enemies with Benefits does that well. It provides actual discourse for us to get into. I'm irritated. I'm very irritated. So I'm gonna go. I love y'all. Stay safe. And don't forget to love yourselves. Why I say it like that? Don't forget to love yourselves. No, because I'm irritated. No, I'm irritated. No, I'm irritated. Like, I'm irritated. Like.